The wacky world of MultimediaJay.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Yes, it is morning, and it is windy, and it definitely feels more like winter than late autumn, but what are you going to do? So, it's Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving! And, of course, it's also the first time I've done any kind of holiday special in many, many years. Holiday specials, of course, dates back to the glory days of YouTube video blogging, when all these hotshot vloggers would, like, do their usual thing. Hey, everybody, hi, YouTube, this is so-and-so. I'm gonna say my name every single video, but, you know, this is my Thanksgiving special, or my Halloween special, or my Christmas special. You know, how full of ourselves were we back then that so many people, I did it in 2006, but so many people basically went out and they recorded holiday specials as though their video blogs were some kind of TV series. Probably the same kinds of people that nowadays number their episodes with their video blogs with that, whatever that feature is. Does YouTube even still have that? I don't know. I kind of don't even pay much attention to YouTube features anymore because Google keeps changing them up, so you just get used to some kind of feature and then Google switches it. Anyways, so what I want to do today, because this is part of the tech series, and this is already looking a little too vloggy, is, as you can imagine, I'm playing around with the new camera. I got it white balanced against a sheet of paper using that one-push mode right now, and that's why I look the way I do. And even though this place is beige, it looks a little off-white on camera now, so the lighting looks a lot more neutral than what this thing would usually look like. So actually, I can make that happen. I don't have to. I have to use one push while the film isn't running. But if I switch back to auto mode, there you go. A little bit warmer thing here. See, I'm all orange and stuff like that. Yeah, no thanks. I prefer the colors to be actually balanced. And this is basically an offshoot of issues with. This is basically an offshoot with issues with house lighting and stuff like that. Because even though there's things like LEDs and CF bulbs, these light bulb manufacturers still want to emulate incandescence with their slightly warm tungsten look. So even nowadays, with CFs and LED lighting all over the place, you can still end up with a very like yellowish looking place with house lighting because all of these companies trying to emulate the technology they replace. Whatever. But that's another discussion for another day. So obviously I don't want to get too vloggy with this stuff today, but what I want to do is obviously test out some stuff on the new camera, including the so-called quality modes. Even though this is a 1080 camera, it doesn't let me record in 720 resolution for anything. So there are different quality levels. So what I want to do is I want to test out these quality levels with some generic nature footage of some sort. And it's a little cold out, so it'll be a little chilly getting this done, but yeah, so I want to test this out with some generic nature footage to see what the difference is, especially after being crunched down to the kind of 720 resolution I want to upload stuff in. So see what the difference is, if the quality difference is even noticeable, because I know that the recording time difference is definitely noticeable, and so on and so forth. So let's quit doing this vloggy type talk to a camera type stuff and go record some stuff and other stuff. There I go with the stuff thing again. Anywho, as I thought, it's so cold out here today because of this wind chill that almost nobody's here. So I found a perfect spot to get a few colors into the shot, see how this thing is. We're starting off with long mode. This is the lowest quality available at this resolution. So let's see what kind of picture we get. And it'll be good to test the wind noise reduction in this thing too. So that's long mode. We're just going to keep going through the quality settings with this same area and see what it all looks like when it's blown up on the big screen. As you all know, I'm not going to be able to see anything in this little tiny 2-inch screen thing. Okay, we moved up to standard mode. There is one person who's nuts enough to be trying to do anything out here in this weather. It's freezing out and she's going for a jog. Anyways, so I'm timing this so that she doesn't have to worry about getting caught in the shot. This is standard mode, next level up, and there's 2 high quality modes on top of this. So those will be the ones we try next. Okay, high quality mode. I really don't know if this is going to make much of a difference. There's only one left, that's highest quality mode, and that takes up about double the space of the low mode. So we'll have to see what it looks like. especially when this is crunched down to a lower screen size. Okay, highest quality mode. It does not allow still pictures to be taken while it's recording, so obviously this must use up a lot of CPU. There's our scenery. Not so much at this time of year, but we can at least test the camera with it. Alright, that's enough of this nonsense. It's way too cold to be doing any of this kind of stuff, so I'm out of here. Okay, so after doing some recording and some preliminary crunching, I should say, I crunched a bunch of the footage together with the format that I upload with. I don't really see much of a quality difference at all between the various recordings, although low definitely looks kind of cheesy. I think this will be based on how long I'm anticipating the video will be. I'm not going to do like hour-plus long videos here, so even if I was in like the second highest quality mode, it's still, which is what I'm using right now actually, it still would be more than adequate for any YouTube videos of any sort. If I was just going to go around shooting footage and then edit everything back together later, well, no, even that, it's still a little overkill. And all this with a 16 gig SDHC card. Not a bad deal if I do say so myself, plus there's still the internal memory to record onto if I run out of space on the card. So this thing has internal memory, as did this camera as well, I just never used it. So, yeah, I'd say I'm set as far as quality versus file size is concerned. Then we'll just use the format that I'm using for YouTube. So here's what I'll do. You know, I'll just pick a format, any format for the standard stuff, and then any kind of 1080p high-def nature videos, because 1080p is when this really becomes noticeable. But any 1080p nature videos that I want to film will be on that highest setting, so it looks absolutely exquisite. So, alright, I think I kind of got a grip on what it is that I'm doing with this camera here. So, what else am I going to do this Thanksgiving? I wonder. That was different. Yeah, so different's been the middle name of this Thanksgiving from beginning to end, and obviously no cat footage or anything like that. I wasn't fixing any computers today. It was just something besides the usual as far as Thanksgivings go, and I think we kind of should have seen this coming, that this Thanksgiving would have been different than a lot of Thanksgivings we've had previously. So here's how it all went down. The original plan was to go to one of those Chinese restaurants around here that's always open on the holidays for people that don't want to eat the usual holiday food. We see them open on Christmas all the time and other big holidays as well. We've even seen them open on Thanksgiving before. So we go to the Chinese buffet that we were going to have as our alternative Thanksgiving dinner. Closed. So we're shocked and whatnot. And so we go around, we check out the other Chinese buffets. Closed. The regular Chinese restaurants closed. Other restaurants closed. McDonald's closed. You know, there was only one single place that served food that was open, and you're going to laugh at this if you're from New England. Those of you that aren't, laugh along, because in true New England fashion, when everything else was closed, the Dunkin' Donuts were still open. So, such a classic, especially if you remember the Boston manhunt when that Boston bombing suspect was getting chased down and the city of Boston was in lockdown back in the spring, I think. Yeah, several months ago. And everything was closed except for the Dunkin' Donuts that was serving breakfast to all the police that were chasing down the fugitive. So, yeah. Right. So what did we do? Well, the grocery stores had some reduced hours before they closed at 2, so we swung through some grocery stores and picked up what's probably the single most random Thanksgiving dinner, and I use that term very loosely, ever. I'll bet a lot of you probably won't even be able to guess what we wound up having for our Thanksgiving dinner. For those of you that want to try to guess, I'm going to give you about 5 seconds to pause the video and take your absolute wildest guess. And then, let's see how close any of you can come, if anyone at all. Okay, ready? Pause the video if you want to try and think about it and make a wild guess as to what myself and my dad had for Thanksgiving dinner. Ready? Go. Okay, time's up. Our Thanksgiving dinner consisted of 2 frozen pizzas, White Castle hamburgers, garlic bread, a cheese ball with crackers, and pie. We never got to the garlic bread or the pie, so we can just take that off the table right now. But yeah, White Castle hamburgers and 2 rising crust frozen pizzas. We just swung through the grocery store like, okay, let's make this as absolutely random as possible. So we went through the grocery store and picked up 2 rising crust frozen pizzas. One was like a supreme, and the other was like chicken ranch something or another, and it was store brand stuff too. So cheap, very much non-traditional Thanksgiving dinner in every sense of the word. Oh, and we washed it down with some chocolate soy milk to make things even more random. I said, you know what? Let's get something very different. I used to every so often when I wanted to take a break from cow milk, I'd pick up various types of soy milk just to see how close the soy milk manufacturers could come to making something that was a not so beany tasting alternative to regular milk. And I remember that chocolate soy milk, the Stop and Shop store brand chocolate soy milk, was actually pretty delicious for an alternative type milk product. So we wound up picking that up, and so okay, yeah, how's that for a Thanksgiving dinner? Frozen pizzas, White Castle hamburgers, frozen of course, and chocolate soy milk, and a cheese ball with crackers. We did have some apple cake for dessert. Not apple pie, apple cake. I guess you can make cakes out of apples or something like that, but yeah, so it was definitely something besides the usual for Thanksgiving, and the most random and hack job Thanksgiving dinner ever. I'm sure that I've been sardonic about it here and cynical. My dad, when he writes his email to the family on how our Thanksgiving went, I'm sure it will be out just as cynical. But yeah, I used to think that Wright's Chicken Farm in Rhode Island, a local southern New England landmark around this neck of the woods, or not even around this neck of the woods, quite a ways away from here actually. You gotta do a bit of driving, but it's like a regional landmark for southern New England, Wright's Farm Restaurant. It's just, yeah. So I thought going to Wright's Farm on Thanksgiving was an alternative Thanksgiving dinner. Little did I know. I think my definition of random alternative Thanksgiving dinner has been forever changed because of this little incident. Okay, back to the geekier stuff. This is definitely a Thanksgiving that my dad and I will be making fun of for years to come. But it's over! Now we can get on to things like messing with computers, chores, whatever the heck I want to do this long weekend. It certainly won't involve dealing with those maniacs in the stores doing their Black Friday shopping and trampling each other and whatever else they do. I don't know if they do that kind of stuff around here, but I know in the cities, man, that's just dangerous stuff. Why even bother with Black Friday? Cyber Monday, people, and Small Business Saturday, do that instead for your deals. And actually Cyber Monday more so than Small Business Saturday, because the e-tailers, of course, yeah, clicky, and just wait for the UPS guy to show up. Instead of needing like a Kevlar vest or something, or body armor to not get trampled to death in the store. Okay, I'm getting a little melodramatic here, and a little rambly, and a little vloggy. This has been my first attempt at a Thanksgiving special in many years, and I think it's going to be my last attempt, considering how much of a mess this turned out to be. Well, maybe I'll try this again at some point. But hopefully I'm not jinxing myself, and hopefully I can actually have a Thanksgiving vlog type thing of some sort at some point, who knows when, that doesn't fall on a Thanksgiving that gets so messed up by stuff like what happened today. Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay, signing off. Thanks for stopping by.